Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
What does it cost to mail a murdering doll?
Why does Shelton seem familiar?
And when will they stop bringing Chucky back?
All this and more on Gory Storytime.
Warning. Gory Storytime is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Storytime. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig, and this week we're doing our second in our third movies
Yes.
We like to do things for those who are new by reviewing 4 movies, 4 weeks back to back that have a similar topic. And this week they're not really trilogies because every one of them so far has had more. The one next week, I don't think there was a 4, so we'll get to that next week. But there's definitely more than 3 Chucky dolls. But this week we are
All right, you
dolls.
stop.
I meant movies.
Yeah, you did not mean that.
I meant movies, not dolls. There's 2 separate dolls if you
More
think
than
about.
that for the dolls.
Well, I'm talking about killing dolls named Chucky. So,
Yeah,
there's 2.
There's more.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There's this one and then the one in the friggin' reboot.
And the one that he was before this one, because this is a new one, remember?
Well, yeah, but it's still the same doll.
It's always a new one. There's 7.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yada, yada, yada. And it's not always because the way he dies in this one, he gets sewed back together in the next one. But,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, there's a next one.
Spoilers. Alert.
Look who's stalking. I like that. So this week we're doing Child's Play 3. In this one, it's a little different than the first 2. This one's about a guy who has his soul stuck in a doll and is trying to get out of the doll into the first person whom he had told his secret to, which is a kid named Andy. So that's very different than the first 2, except it's the exact same story taking place this time, though. This is where the big change-up happens.
Military school.
Because
Andy is loony from the last 2 movies.
Andy and his mother were
Chucky
like,
did
the
things.
doll is a murderer, because it is. People went, you're insane. And
Because
they're like, lock him up. It's kind of like what people chanted that support Trump in the last election, lock her up, only they switched.
yeah, they
Except-
switched before it happened in the 90s.
Yeah, shut up. Listen. Anyway,
Yeah.
so basically the plot
Basically,
is...
you
it's
remember the first 2?
It's that
It's at military
plus
school.
military and...
And
Come on. What was at the very end? It wasn't military. Where did they go?
they didn't go to hell.
The carnival, you dumbass.
Oh, yeah.
No, they didn't go to hell. You go to hell. Holy shit. Anyway.
Jason does go to hell.
Oh, and by the way, we didn't do the thing we normally do, which is answer those 3 questions. So I know you
Answering
forgot
those
what they are.
questions.
Here's just the answers. You'll have to go back and compare. Depends on the weight. He's a ripoff of R. Lee Ermey. And when people stop paying to see him. Those all make sense if you go back and compare.
Yeah, match those questions up.
But anyway, let's get to this week's thing.
Yes,
We
this
told them what
week's.
the basic premise is, but we should probably let them see what the basic premise is. So why
In
don't we
the
roll the
trailer.
trailer?
Left, right, left.
Welcome to Hell on Earth.
You are without a doubt the most pathetic thing I have ever seen.
Strict discipline,
Does this look like a gun to you, Barkley? It's a rifle. Next.
rigid dress codes,
Presto, you're bald.
Get those weapons in the air. I want
want to see him? Hi!
and grueling drills. It couldn't possibly get any worse.
Wrong again, wimp.
Chucky's back. A few years have passed.
No, your dad, we killed you.
I'm new and improved.
At Kent, we take bedwetters and turn them into men.
Andy, how you've grown.
And this time,
I really gotta get out of this body.
he's looking for a new recruit.
I got some fresh meat lined up, and I'm not gonna let you spoil it.
Now,
Just think, Chucky's gonna be broke.
Child's Play 3. Look who's stalking.
That haircut ain't regulation, soldier.
Regulate this.
All right.
Didn't give anything away, because
I mean, not really.
what is there to give away?
I mean, they're like, oh, it's
Chucky
a killer doll
kills.
killing. I mean, that's all of them.
He also swears.
Before we get into the behind the scenes information, we should also do what we do once a week by making fat stacks of cash. And how do we do that, Jay?
With the real commercials that are actual things that you can get in the world around you.
And they pay us all sorts of money so that, I mean, on a regular basis, we have to find someone with whom to make it rain upon. So we need
we're just
we need
constantly
money.
dumping our truckloads of money on people.
But weirdly enough, we don't go to strip clubs because he's my son and that would be really weird together. So we
Yeah.
just make it rain on like randos. We're just like,
Just make it rain on the homeless.
hey, no, that's mean.
No, it's
I
not.
need to stay dry.
No, I mean give
I
them
know what you
money.
mean. Anyway, this week, Gory Storytime is brought to you by the Big Book of Horror Cliches. Chapter by chapter, we take a dive into cliches used specifically in horror genre films. Cliches like a crazy old man who warns you of death, yet you still go on your way to get you and your friends murdered. Or when the main character tells authorities about the killer and they're told they're crazy and either get arrested or brought somewhere to punish them for having the audacity to warn people. These and many more are covered in the Big Book of Horror Cliches. Look for it today.
And by the Transfer Your Soul app. Are you sick and tired of kidnapping a young child? Oh my goodness. All right. From the top. And by the Transfer Your Soul app. Are you sick and tired of kidnapping a young child to get a loan so you can put your soul in their body? Do you hate the idea of your soul entering a doll or other object where you could get stuck permanently? Save all that time and hassle with the Transfer Your Soul app. Just click on the icon and follow the easy steps for a quick, painless jump into the closest quality vessel available. Available in your favorite app store as long as it's the Windows Phone App Store.
Perfect. All right. Now, let's get into the meat and beef, as you like to say, because
Yes.
you were an idiot one time, a long time ago. Instead of saying the meat and
I've
potatoes.
been an idiot for a long time.
Well, yes, but instead of saying meat and potatoes, he said meat and beef. So if anyone ever wonders why we say we're getting to the meat and beef, it's
because I'm hungry.
Okay. Yeah, you really look like you need food. Me too, right? Yeah, we're starving over here.
Actually, I haven't eaten all
Jackass.
day.
No, because that would be too much.
It would be. Okay. I start. Under Pressure from Universal screenwriter Don Mancini was asked to begin writing the third film even before the second was released. Hence, this picture was released only 9 months after Child's Play 2 in 1990. Mancini has called it his least favorite because he felt he was out of ideas so soon after part 2.
This was the first film in the series to use computers to aid Chucky's puppetry in order to perfect the lip syncing. So some of that was CGI.
I didn't even...
His mouth moving.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
The movie was the center of a tabloid panic on its British release, with one newspaper, The Sun, even demanding copies be burned. Journalists claimed the film had influenced two young boys in their murder of a younger child, 2-year-old James Bulger, although it was later determined that neither had actually seen this film. So
wait, you mean people made false accusations against something and took down its good reputation? I mean, not that
good reputation.
But you know what I'm saying?
But still.
Over nothing? That never would happen today. Russia. Anyway.
Russia? Are you Russia?
The box office disappointment of this movie, it only made $20.5 million on a $13 million budget. So
only made $20 million. I wish I only made $20 million.
Especially when it cost you 13 to do it, that would only leave you 7.
I wish I had 7. $7 million?
Well, it's 7 more than you had.
Exactly.
Right. Anyway, it's the reason there was not another Chucky movie for 7 years until Bride of Chucky.
That was 7 years later?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. John Ritter was originally supposed to appear as a security guard at the Good Guy Doll Factory in a sequence where some kids sneak into a factory and discuss the Chucky myth. Ritter later appeared in Bride of Chucky in a supporting role.
Mm-hmm. This is Brad Dourif's least favorite movie in the series. Really? Has he seen Seed?
Bet you he said that after this one had come out.
No,
he
said that out of all of them, this is his least favorite, which means apparently the one that was not a horror movie and was like a straight up comedy that was awful and the jokes didn't land was his.
Yes, that one
was better than this. No,
so bad. The only film of the series where Andy Barclay is played by a different actor instead of Alex Vincent, but Alex Vincent does appear twice via photos as young Andy at the beginning and middle of the film.
See, it was released 9 months later, so he didn't age enough, so they had to hire another guy.
Yeah, because he was still, what, 9?
Yeah, like he was too young.
Yeah.
And that's why he doesn't look like him.
At all.
Let's see. In addition to the James Bulger case in Britain, another murder was linked to this film. Suzanne Capper was kidnapped and tortured by former friends for several days. Afterwards, she was set on fire by her captors and left to die in a ditch. Wow, this is not fun.
No.
She was found still alive after crawling to a nearby road, but later succumbed to her injuries. During her ordeal, she was forced to listen to "Hi, I'm Chucky, Wanna Play" by 150 volts at maximum volume through headphones. One of those found guilty, Bernadette McNeely, admitted that commencing each torture session with the phrase, "Chucky's coming to play," soon the words themselves were enough to make Capper scream. So they would say that, and oh my God, that's awful.
All right, then.
Next.
Peter Jackson was asked to direct.
But he didn't, so that's not important. The scene... You forgot to mark all these.
You take the next one.
Yeah, the scene where Tyler sees a Good Guy doll commercial on television is similar to the original. When Andy sees the Good Guy doll commercial on TV, they both say, "Wow," when they see the advertisement.
The young adult cast participated in actual war games together.
Which happened in the film. But this is the last film to use Child's Play in its title.
Yep. Even though Alex Vincent did not star in Child's Play 3, he was credited as Andy Barclay, making his archive footage appearance in the beginning.
Let me go back and just say the last film to use Child's Play, except for the reboot, well, the technical sequel offshoot version from not the main movies that we reviewed recently.
But this fact was probably put up
before then.
Yeah.
Anyway, besides Brad Dourif, Peter Haskell, Mr. Sullivan, is the only actor to appear in both Child's Play 2 and 3.
It is sometimes claimed that the film was banned in the UK following the controversy over James Bulger killing, but this is a myth. The BBFC never banned the film. However, the widespread revulsion over the case led most major video retailers to withdraw the title from their shelves, and the film was rare in the UK until it was released on DVD in 2000, by which time the controversy was largely forgotten.
This movie was actually filmed at Kemper Military School and Junior College in Boonesville, Missouri. The movie called the school Kent. The school is now closed.
Don Mancini initially wanted to introduce the concept of multiple Chuckies in the film, but due to budget constraints, The idea was eventually scrapped. Mancini later used the concept 26 years later for Cult of Chucky.
Jonathan Brandis was considered for the role of Andy in this one.
Oh, I've heard that name.
Yeah, he's passed. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On an episode of Beat the Geeks, the horror geek was asked for the full title of the third film in Child's Play series. He did not know the correct answer was Child's Play 3, Look Who's Stalking, which is technically incorrect because Look Who's Stalking is only the tagline for the film, not the actual subtitle. The correct answer should just be Child's Play 3.
So in other words, he lost by saying Child's Play 3.
Even though he was right.
Right.
Because they
the Look Who's
thought
Stalking
that
isn't the name of the movie.
Right. No, that's bad.
This is the first film in the series that the Chucky is in doll form and uses a gun as a weapon.
Okay. One of Chucky's most memorable quotes, lines from the film, is, "Chucky's going to be a bro." The line is referencing his possible possession of the African-American youth Tyler in the movie, as Chucky is actually the soul of a former white Caucasian male named Charles Lee Ray.
Former white Caucasian as opposed to what, the green Caucasians? What the hell are they talking about?
This line is removed from edited versions of the film that debut on television from some of the available store rentals because a large portion of the public felt that the line / quote was offensive to African Americans. I said
sorry.
that last night. I was like, what the hell? Chucky's canceled.
Well, and here's the thing. Are you supposed to watch Chucky and go,
he's the good guy?
He's the one to, well...
See what I did there?
Yeah, accidentally. Anyway, so anything you want to say before we get into our favorite and least favorite scenes and such?
Yeah, I just noticed neither Billy nor Chucky have made an appearance today.
Oh, Lord. Narf. Oh, wait.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, well.
All right.
What are you going to do?
Whoopsie.
God forbid we plan it better.
Yeah.
We failed,
awful.
especially since we're
on
doing
us.
a Chucky movie.
Yeah. Look at him. I have one from the next one.
You can see him a little bit. You can see both of them a little bit on the wide. On
yeah,
the
now I
center
moved
shot.
them in.
But anyway.
Okay.
Not really anything to say other than getting into
I do like this movie.
Yeah, well,
so
we'll
go
get
ahead
into
and
that.
watch it.
Anyway.
I haven't said that the last few times, and maybe that's a sign, but go watch this movie.
Oh, and also on the Rotten Tomatoes score, the people have it at 33%.
And the critics have it at 29%.
So pretty close and pretty bad on both counts.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the worst one
I
because
certainly don't
Seed
think this
exists.
Yeah.
And as long as that exists and it's considered canon, it is
There can't
the worst.
be another worst.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same reason I believe there's only 3 Indiana Jones movies. You can tell me that there was one about some sort of skull thing, but that's
about?
lies.
What do you...
All lies. I know people have tried to convince me that there's a 4th one that involves like Shia LaBeouf and
I think that maybe.
I think people
maybe
need
they
to get
were,
off the drugs.
On something.
Yes. Anyway, what was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is probably the scene when he comes out of the box, actually. I thought that was a great interaction between him
and the
and
kid?
Timmy. Timmy? No.
The little kid.
Tyler. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was funny.
My favorite was probably the guy getting crushed in the back of the dump truck.
That was good.
Not dump
That
truck,
was good.
Garbage truck.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Chucky tricks a guy into getting into the back, pulls the lever, and the thing goes to compact the trash, and, well, he's part of the trash now.
Yeah.
And his arm was sticking out because he was trying to pull himself out in time, and it closed
right
on
off.
his arm.
Good stuff.
What was your least favorite?
Kind of the beginning,
What part?
which you had brought up it not making sense, and then I was watching it and it made no sense at all. So he dies in the last one, right? And the way he comes back is some of his blood gets into the vat of plastic that they're making.
They melt
the
down
dolls out
the
of.
old doll in with the plastic of the new,
And his
and
blood,
it drips his blood because when he's in something that long,
he
it can
becomes
bleed.
part, and it can
So the doll can bleed,
right?
and he bled all through this big giant vat of plastic, and then
One doll got all of the blood.
because it became the new Chucky, and it was still his soul.
See,
but
now
it should be. That's why.
You know what?
Knowing that he wanted to make
Knowing
a
he wanted
bunch
to
of
make them be a bunch, it would have made much more sense. If they didn't mess it up by saying, no, you're not allowed to do that yet.
Yeah, maybe the movie would have been a little better.
Maybe it would have been a little better, and that wouldn't be my least
I liked
favorite.
it, but it could have been better.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that was your least favorite part?
That was definitely the
My
lamest
least
thing.
favorite part was probably the fact that it all takes place on this military base. They have like the combat games thing where he replaced all their paint pellets with actual actual shells.
Yeah.
So that they can actually kill each other, not on purpose. That was fine. What bothered me was randomly they escaped. Chucky escaped, and they chased him to a carnival that was right next door to the military school because they
needed it to be there.
They hadn't mentioned it. Nothing about it made any sense.
Yeah, there shouldn't have been a carnival there.
It should have just been at the military thing, the installation, the school. It should have just been there. That's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was no need to leave. Like, it was cool.
There was no need to leave because they had a perfect setup with the battleground that
like
they had
having
for
him
the
show
war
up
that
at
they were doing.
It just didn't seem to fit this story. Like, having Chucky at a carnival
If you want
works,
to have him at a carnival,
but not for
do
this.
a different movie with him at a carnival.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
So on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna have to say, and I'm gonna bring something up real quick because I meant to say it, which is I think this might be my favorite Chucky movie so far, because, and it seems to be a kind of thing with the Friday the 13th. It's the fourth one that I like the best.
I thought you liked the third because that's where he got his
mask.
Yeah.
I like the fourth one.
Better. Okay. Well, let's talk about this movie.
So I think this is where it really found itself because it's not over the top. Trying to do the jokes like it is with
yeah, but Bride had a lot of jokes and it was better.
That was this is kind of on par with
what they went too far. What they went too far with the humor was the Glenn or Glenda Chucky Seed.
But this still has more gore than Bride did, and I like this one. I like this, so I'm gonna go
Bride
with an
had
8.
way more gore.
I'm gonna go with an 8.
Bride had way more gore.
I don't believe that.
You need
I
to
have
watch
to
them
rewatch
again.
it.
Anyway, so you're going 8.
I'm going 8.
I'm gonna go 7 because it's kind of at this point it's not as spectacular as the first one's always like the one that starts the franchise. So I gotta give
without
that
the
a
first
little
one,
more.
it wouldn't have happened.
Exactly, kind of like Night of the Living Dead. There's better looking and visual and acted movies about zombies, but you wouldn't have them without the original Night. You know, George Romero. So same thing here. Like I gotta give the edge to that one. This is just to me an average Chucky's killing people one. It's got a couple of jokes, not that great as far as humor, but it's got some decent kills.
Oh yeah.
It's not bad.
It's
not bad, and it's not overdoing the humor bad. It's just, it's an average one.
Okay.
It's right, I mean, but an average one,
if
considering
7
I
is
like...
average, if 7 is average, that's pretty good.
I'm saying in the oeuvre of Child's
Chucky.
Play.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's give some information.
Yes. Heck yeah, look at that. So you can watch this show on Fact TV channel 1076, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m.
You also can like us on Facebook, and by that we mean you can go see memes. I just posted a new one, actually, on Gory Storytime, and we post links to the episodes, et cetera, et cetera. But you can also like Fact TV. Look for that on Facebook also.
Yeah.
And then you can see some of the shows streaming live, whether it's, town meeting stuff, school board stuff, or episodes of shows that are being filmed just like this one.
Yeah. You can go, what did you just say?
I said the Facebook thing, so you can go
to so you can go to factdate.com and watch this show, back episodes of other shows they've got, the town stuff that they do, everything. They have a lot of stuff. So
are you sure that's what your new one is? Because
I took a screenshot and sent it to him.
Okay. I thought that was what your name came up as, but it's 7.
No.
Okay, whatever. So we also are on Twitter. I'm at Craig Jakes, all one word, all lowercase, and we never talk about horror stuff, really.
Nope. I'm now at
jokes.
Jason T. Jake 17, capital J, capital T, capital J, 17.
And there's also another one that, if you looked hard enough, you would find where he's quoting random things that I say that he's like, oh my God, people need to hear the words that came out of your mouth.
And I'm going to plug that in another show. So.
Yes, so look for a show called, it might have the uncensored word a-hole in it.
What? Yeah, okay, so until next time, I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig.
And sweet dreams.